and hope that if you listen to the radio and you can figure out my motive, that you can really pick out what I'm saying. And I've realized that many of you, if I don't say sit down, you don't know that I'm implying sit down. It's almost like a lack of imagination. And then the one I thought I found particularly interesting yesterday was this blaming of, you blame people. And I wanted to tell you a story. Well, it wasn't a story. It was a situation that played out between myself and my mom. And I think I've told this story once too many. I've told the story before. I was discussing with my mom about how strict my parents were, how strict they were, and I thought it was not necessary in many cases because I was trying to look at their approach, how their parenting approach didn't quite merge with the eventual outcome. And so, on this fateful day, I think I wasn't ready for the answer that I got. But I'm going to share it with you. And I can't quite remember it verbatim. I'll just try and paraphrase. So I said to my mom, you guys are so strict. It doesn't quite make sense because sometimes the discipline is more than the error. The punishment is more than the error. And it almost feels as though you're without emotion when you carry out these things, or it's as though you deny yourself the expression of compassion. And if I didn't know any better, I would have said maybe you were wicked, And she didn't justify it. She said, you keep blaming me. You keep blaming your parents. She says, you know what? Let's assume we will be punished for what we did wrong. So let me assume without conceding that, we will be punished because we did our parenting wrong. What are you going to do with yourself after we've been punished? Are you just going to what? Look for someone else to blame? Or are you going to decide to be better than us? She says, well, if you think there was something we didn't do, then here you are. This is your opportunity at life. Do it differently. Do better. Do something. Do what you know to be a lot better than what we're doing. I didn't quite expect that. And I think that day was quite something for me because it kind of showed that indeed there's a time for everything. There's a time for dependency, and there's a time that you take responsibility. There's a time where you blame your parents for something. And then there comes a time where you are now an adult, you have autonomy, you have agency, and then you think and then decide. So let me share this with you. Yesterday, someone blamed the church. And it really, really grated on my nerves. It's like, when are you going to stop? We don't deny that there are corrupt people. There are people who have politicized religion. It's not a lie. There are people who don't even preach the gospel. There are people who need you subservient and stupid. They need you where you are so that they can have a job. Because if you were any wiser, they wouldn't have a job. They would be put out of work. They need you dumb. They ensure that that this whole propagation of your weakness is institutionalized. They ensure that you stay weak and dumb. They want you there because that's the business for. If you knew any better, their lives would probably even be a threat. Like you could even threaten their own existence. There's a time for everything. There's a season for every activity under the sun or under the heaven. There's a time to be born. There's a time to die, a time to plant, a time to uproot, a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to tear down, a time to build, a time to weep, a time to laugh, to mourn, to dance, to scatter stones, and a time to gather them, to embrace, and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to search, and a time to give up, a time to keep, a time to throw away, a time to tear, a time to mend. There's a time for silence. There's a time to speak, a time for love, a time for hate. There's a time for war. There's a time for peace. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a time where after you've blamed everybody else, there's really nobody else to blame. The Igbos have a parable. And I grew up hearing it. And I used to wonder the application. So the more I heard it, the more I pretty much comprehended the application. And it's very simple phrase. So you have to understand the import to understand how it applies. So I'm going to tell you in Igbo, because it's one of those Igbo things that I know how to say. Onyekwe chiekwe. If a man agrees, his God agrees. So if you say that you are a slave, which is something that a caller admitted yesterday. If you agree, then your God agrees. If you say that there's nothing you can do, if you agree, then your God agrees. The tragedy of that is that people who may want to do something may be living with you. And so they have to either exercise will over you, or maybe if your inaction is strong enough, you pretty much corrupt their own will to do. And so that's why between him who will and him who won't, there has to be contention. And the one who's of a greater will takes the day. You kind of get what I'm putting down, right? Yeah, between the man who will and the man who won't, they have to contend. There will be unintended contention. Because this one wants to do it, he has a reason why he wants to do it. This one doesn't want to do it, she has a reason why she doesn't want to do it. And so they must contend. Can two work together except they agree? So I think the only reason I came back with this today is to say that, even as you live every day, you need to take stock. Someone sent a message yesterday saying, even you, Joyce, what are you doing? I can't remember how he put it, but pretty much just the same finger pointing. I go, even you, Joyce, what are you doing? Something. Yeah, he was just trying to make me responsible for him. I've given you this theory of those who have heads and those who don't have heads. I honestly think if you're not going to use, there's a reason your head is above your shoulders. If you're not going to use it, then the other man better take it. But you won't allow the other man take it, then use it. Okay. Sometimes I think that the aim of what I share with you is supposed to leave you with thought, at least. I'm not even trying to win you over. I want you to just think about it. But then I get the shocker when I open up the telephone lines, and even in the presence of reason, the other person can be stubbornly inelastic. Like, I'm not even asking you to accept it. You remember that thing I tell you my father says? That that the proof of an intelligent man is a man who can hold two opinions and still function. It's like, you hold one opinion, it's not even properly thought out. If I gave you another opinion, you can't function. You're inelastic. There's no contemplation. Okay. If you want something done, you'd have to do it yourself. If you want a country, you're going to have to go get it. If you say the way things are, it's fine, it's okay, let's give it time, fine, you sit it out. But this thing where you complain and do nothing is insane. Particularly when you can do something, however small, as a collective. All right. Thank you so much for giving me your attention, and I hope that you can layer on that thought something else that affords you deeper comprehension, something that you know to be true and accept, something that you can agree with and work on. I hope, because I really want a good country, but to have a good country, we're going to have good men, we're going to have good women, we're going to have strong men, we're going to need strong women, we're going to need people with intellection and good conscience. Like, that doesn't fall on your lap. You become that because you're in contention with evil every day. Like, you have to resist the devil to be what you've been made to be. So this excuse drives me nuts. I can't even hide it. Like, it really just takes me off the hinges. All right. I've tried to explain the reason I can't quite manage the things that I hear. And I really hope that there's a fight in you. I hope there's courage in you. I hope there's will in you. I hope there's passion in you. Like, you're here for something. All right. So we're going to go off on a break. When we come back, this news, the CNG bosses is in the news, customs and tax and Nigerians. Like, God help us, because it's as though we fight too much for the most negligible thing. For the smallest thing, we're fighting too much. I was going to say something after that. We fight too much. So, and I realized, no, it won't. I'm supposed to be a moderator. All right, so maybe I'll say it this way. If you are here, then you're supposed to count for something. Count.
I say I lived each day until I died, and know that I've been something in somebody's life. The hearts I have touched will be the proof that I leave, that I made a difference, and this world will see I was here. I've done everything that I wanted, and it was more than I thought it would be. I will leave my mark so everyone will know I was here. I lived, I loved, I was here. I did, I've done everything that I wanted, and it was more than I thought it would be. I will leave my mark so everyone will know I was here. I just want them to know that I gave my all, did my best, brought someone some happiness, left this world a little better just because I was here. I was here. I lived, I loved, I was here. I did, I've done everything that I wanted, and it was more than I thought it would be. I will leave my mark so everyone will know I was here. I lived, I was here. I did, I was here. I lived, I was here. I did, I was here.
You are listening to Open Thought on the Sunny Side with Joyce. Let's talk.
99.3, this is Nigeria Info. Welcome. My name's Joyce. It's 45 minutes past 12. All right, so now the real McCoy. Well, that was a McCoy. But I guess, the sunny side. The sunny side on what appears to be the gist of the day. Federal government's solution to transportation. CNG transition. All right. So the government has repeatedly, consistently, been on about their intent for CNG buses. I really, out of curiosity, I remember last week on the sunny side, a caller, was it last week or even Monday? I can't even remember now. But I remember a caller was asking me about the CNG buses, and I jokingly said, well, he may have to go to the warehouse. But then his own argument was that he can't quite find the buses anywhere. And so the government just appears to do a whole lot of talking and not so much working. I spoke to, by the way, we're supposed to have the NLC present here today, but for some very personal reasons, my guest couldn't be here. And so I guess we'll have to move forward this intended schedule, and hopefully sometime not too far in the future, we can have the NLC here pretty much to get there. Because remember, 2023, the NLC had a meeting. Well, of course, they wanted to go on a protest. And then the government prevented the protest from happening after agreeing with the NLC on that 15 line item agenda, where, of course, the NLC appeared to have agreed with the federal government on the grounds that the government will achieve those things. One, to prevent a strike. Two, for the betterment of Nigerians. One of the things on that line item was this provision of CNG buses. And if you have been listening to Nigeria Info, you've heard me on 2 occasions specifically, at least I can remember 2 occasions, where I asked my guest with the NLC, who was on this show, about the readiness and availability of the CNG buses. Now, today, you are my land surveyors. You are going to be the one to give feedback on whether you have seen those buses anywhere. But I think worth noting would be the National Union of Road Transport Workers have stated that the federal government has not fulfilled its promise to help transporters convert their buses to CNG. Now, the reason this is also poignant is that the president spoke about it during his last presidential speech to the nation, which of course was informed by this protest. So I also think it's worth playing that audio in your hearing. Otherwise, if you remember, you're going to know what I'm talking about. The president referenced one of the administration's achievement was, of course, now the availability of CNG buses and some said locations where people could go for this ease of transition. And the president also said that these buses will be given to transporters at no cost. And in his words, this would reduce the cost of the consumption of petrol and also the use of petrol. So one, the price spent on buying petrol/diesel, but also the consumption of it, because CNG is supposed to drive down costs on a collective level. All right, now the NURTW spokesperson in a conversation with The Punch on Friday said it was that this whole transition is supposed to be in phases. According to him, 1,000 buses was supposed to be available first. Then, in his words, then we made the outcry that the number of CNG buses was too small for the country. We advocated for 10,000 buses. So instead of waiting for the conversion process to be completed, we ordered 5,000 buses. As we speak now, there are 5,000 buses available on the ground to be shared, but most of them are still being kept at the conversion facility. So for sure means that this joke about visiting the warehouse is exactly where you would have to go to find the buses. But rumor has it that there are some CNG buses plying the highways. So I want to know if you have seen, now that's the thing, government buses, not the private ones. But then again, if you have seen any in use for public transportation, I'd like to pick your brain on that. But yeah, the government's pace at the provision, I think this for them is something that they find fundamentally essential, a solution to dealing with transportation costs in Nigeria, which in their opinion is supposed to ease the burden on the backs of Nigerians. But it does quite appear, and that's if the information that we have already on ground is what it is, it does quite appear that the government hasn't fully brought this to actualization. So it may be that they may have done it partially, but according to the National Union of Road Transport Workers, the government has not fulfilled its promise to help transporters convert their buses to CNG. So I want to get your reaction. And if you've seen any particularly government buses now, if you've seen any of the CNG buses, I want to know where the location is. But so far, from the much digging that we have done, it doesn't appear that these buses are readily available to help convey Nigerians and make their lives a lot easier. I want you to speak on this matter. Transportation as one of the very serious aspects of our collective or general economy, where monies, like you look at the average income of the Nigerian, and transportation practically takes a good chunk of that income. Now, the government says they are aware of it and are intending to do something about it, but here we are. There isn't any specified time, so it seems as though waiting on the government is what we have to do. But for how long? And what do the people have to say about this? 0201-277-0993, 0201-465-7190. And the Latin number is for the ladies. Plus, if you're on WhatsApp, 0809-5975-805. Nigeria Info. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for calling.
Hello, Joyce. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much. What's your name?
This is Daniel calling from Badagry.
Welcome, Dan from Badagry.
Joyce, I don't know why our government likes to do something the other way around.
Okay, how do you mean?
They know the problem Nigerians are facing, but to fix it is the problem. Just imagine in a situation whereby a child requires for something and then you give the child another thing. We are asking for the reduction of food. The prices to go down. I don't know if you're getting me.
I'm following.
The price of food now are very expensive. Let it come down, and everybody will be fine.
Yeah, the government appears to not be too sure how to actually actualize that, so they're really trying a number of things. And I guess one of which could be transportation. So have you seen any CNG buses anywhere?
No one. Not at all.
Wow.
Not at all.
Yeah.
The only thing that they will do for this thing to be very easy for Nigerians, for the poorest, let's put it that way, for the poorest human in this side of the earth,
Yeah.
just to reduce
Huh?
the PMS price
Yeah.
and then to take back a subsidy.
Okay. Yeah, I
When you
mean,
bring back,
They-
if you bring back the subsidy,
mhm.
I believe that the price will get lost.
Yeah, but look, I really hate to break it to you. The president said that the subsidy thing was a necessary burden on him and, of course, eventually on the Nigerian. He says it's not going to come back. So now you're left with CNG buses, student loan, 70,000 minimum wage, and whatever else the government is supposed to be working on or in their view may have achieved. So you are the Nigerian who's going to determine whether the government is working for you or working for the blues.
I only have one question for the president. Why is it not going to come back?
Okay. Well,
That is the
okay.
thing. You announce it and then you cannot reverse it. How
All
does
right.
it work?
Well, I wish I had the answer to that. Hopefully the government would be able to give a response to that. Thank you.
Just have a good day. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much for calling. I do appreciate. 99.3 Nigeria Info, the sunny side. Time suggests to me that we're going to quickly go off on a break. And for sure we will come back. And I want to know whether of one of the many things the president spoke about, the CNG buses are supposed to count as something that they're working on or have achieved already. So let's see if you found any in your neighborhood. We're talking when we return on Nigeria Info.
3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Who says you can't have it all with one play? I got that defined point. You have just won yourself.
Congratulations.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, Melitus. For one player, don't cost for two players because you won 20K.
So now you won yourself 20,000 naira.
My name is Well Done.
Okay, well done. I want to tell you, well done. You won yourself 20,000 naira. With 500 naira, you can play to win big. From 120,000 naira to 190,000 naira daily on Nigeria Info. Go to oneplay.ng and play with 500 naira. And in a few seconds, your ticket is in the draw. Or dial *347 *880 *3 hash. Win daily on Nigeria Info. 50,000 naira on Morning Crossfire. 60,000 naira on WhatsApp Lagos. 20,000 naira on Sunnyside. And 60,000 naira on Game On. So Lagos, what are you waiting for? The more you play, the better your chances of winning. Remember to dial *347 *880 *3 hash. Play responsibly. Not suitable for persons under the age of 18.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
Thank you very much for calling Nigeria Info. It's so good to have you join us. Turn up the volume of your radio set. Thank you very much for being here.
Good afternoon, Joyce.
Afternoon. Thank you very much for being here.
My name is Chuzo. I'm calling from here.
Great to have you.
I thank you for the analysis before you start. Let me tell you something. You have said it. I said that in life, my people say that anything that was being bet by snake must look what? Long. When you have a government, we abnormality have become normal. We are telling lies. It's no longer. You know, I don't belong to any party. But you remember in PDP time, you find out that there are some things they want to do. They will be ashamed of it and they will be hiding. But this time around, everything has become abnormal. For the bosses, I have not seen one. So I was surprised when he mentioned it that day.
Where are you calling
Joyce,
from? Where are you calling
I'm calling from VI here.
Okay.
Calling from VI.
Okay. Thank you very much.
yes.
You haven't seen any.
Uh-huh.
All right, great.
Thank you.
Noted. 99.3 Nigeria Info, you are on the sunny side. Yes, we're figuring out whether, in your view, the government in any way and to any extent, according to what your eyes has seen or witnessed, CNG buses on the roads of Nigerians. Have you encountered any? Have you seen any? And your location gets to give us a solid idea as to where and how far this conversation covers this afternoon. The sunny side, good afternoon to you. Thank you very much for being here. You have to speak up for us, all right? Turn off the volume of your radio set.
Yeah, I've done that.
Good. Welcome.
Is my name. Yeah.
Good to have you. Thank you. Where are you calling me from, please?
I'm calling from Lawansin.
Okay.
I have not seen one
Okay.
on the road.
Okay.
Yes, this is our government. Have you ever seen a child crying for a fish and a father, a responsible father, carries scorpion and gives to a child? They are crying for food and they're giving us buses. That bus, when you eat, you enter bus. Are they going to use that bus to carry dead bodies? That's what I'm asking.
All right.
That's what I'm asking. And I don't even know what to do next. You come out to protest. You will see the elders in the name of this Bayo Nonoga. He will make it as if a tribal something so that we begin to face ourselves. In fact, I even want people should educate themselves or let us open our eyes and our brains.
When he makes it a tribal something, do you face yourselves? Is that what you do?
It's not everybody that understands what to do.
No, let me ask you, because that's also what I'm contending with. We can't bother about the other man. Let me talk about you. Does
That's
someone
what I'm telling
else's
you, that
speech control you?
I know anything that any step that they want to take. I have already know where they're going. But for some people,
Let's not bother about some people. This is frustrating, please. Let's not talk about other people. Let's talk about you. Because if there's 10 of you, we have 10 solid people. That's what we need now. Solid people. Leave the weak links.
And maybe we'll start to educate some people.
Oh,
as
good
long as we
Lord.
have people that know it. Others that don't know, we educate them.
Good luck, okay? And thank you very much for calling. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Yeah, like 4 things on my tongue at this point. I'm going to go for the break. When we come back, the other person is the other person. And the other person is not necessarily a problem. The question is you and what you're going to do. And I don't like it when, I present something to you and you tell me about other people. We don't care about other people. I don't. It's you. What is your conviction? What's your persuasion? What's your knowledge? What's your will? What's your direction? You. So we count you as one. And we look for someone else that looks like you. Because this excuse of other people, well, look at where we are. You can tell what that has done for us or to us. We're off on a break. We'll be right back.
It's 1 o'clock.
The news update on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Security operatives are stationed around the Ojota area of Lagos State as the End Bad Governance protest enters its 6th day. Meanwhile, Lagos State government is urging residents to continue to conduct their businesses peacefully in its commitments to fostering a conducive environment for all. Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Benga Motosho, said commercial activities were going on smoothly in the state without any intimidation. Whereas in Kaduna, we hear that the state is calm as the residents are complying with a 24-hour curfew imposed on the city and Zaria. The state government had declared the curfew in response to the breakdown of law and order when hoodlums hijacked the End Bad Governance protests on Monday. Hoodlums looted various public and private property, including one of the commercial banks in the city. Reports showed that residents stayed indoors, with the exception of some few individuals seen in the vicinity of their residences. Spokesperson for the Kaduna State Police Command, Mansir Hassan, said residents were complying with the curfew order. In Kano State, the police command says it arrested a notorious armed robber and recovered 2 AK-47 rifles with 47 rounds of live ammunition. The sum of 4,986,000 naira was also recovered from the suspected armed robber. The command's public relations officer, Abdullahi Haruna, says the suspect was arrested while attempting to escape on the motorcycle. Rival cult clashes in Ukeli North local government area of Delta State have left 4 persons dead at different locations in the state. We hear that the cause of the clash was over debt recovery. It was learned that the 4 persons killed were members of Aye and Baga respectively. According to sources, one of the victims sold a drug to his rival cult group member without payment, and in the course of recovering his money, issues broke out between both groups. And on the foreign scene, the Parliament of Bangladesh has been resolved. This was a key demand of student protest leaders who have also said they will not accept a military-led government. The country's army chief has promised an interim government and said new elections will be announced. We hear that the Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina resigned and fled the country, and information has it that she is in India. It is unclear where she might end up more permanently. The student protests began in July with calls to abolish civil service job quotas, but spiraled into demands for Hasina to quit after 15 years in power. Well, Lagos, there you have it. The news update this hour. It is back to the sunny side with Joyce on 99.3 Nigeria Info. I am Yvonne Ohaifo.
There are mysteries to the universe we were never meant to solve. But who we are and why we are here are not among them.
And so, we do not leave to chance our duty to think, for why else then are we free beings? For it is slaves who run into fantasies, flatteries, and fads, as one goes into sickness.
What is your profession? Go now. Run along and tell your Xerxes he faces free men here, not slaves.
Dread it, run from it. Destiny arrives all the same.
You are listening to Open Thought on the sunny side with Joyce. Let's talk.
You know, the part of that sweeper that goes, what you dread it, you run it, dread it, run from it. Destiny arrives all the same. In my mind, in that moment, I thought about all of you running from destiny. For a very brief moment, I thought about your attempt to see whether you can escape it. Pardon me, I have other pictures running through as well. Okay, welcome to Open Vote Tuesday. We're 99.3, this is Nigeria Info. I want to take you back memory lane. I did mention, however, vaguely, October 1st, 2023, the president said that in his agreement, in the federal government's agreement with the NLC to prevent a strike, the provision of CNG buses was one of the things the government promised you. In fact, in his speech on the 1st of October, look, I think you even need to hear it for yourself because I may do a very poor job of trying to paraphrase. So in a moment, if you allow me, I'm going to play that audio for you. But let me just go back to October 4th, 2023. Here is the words reported by the government. They say the president has announced the imminent introduction of compressed natural gas conversion kits. And this was in an address on the occasion of the nation's 63rd independence anniversary in Abuja. The presidency, in an earlier statement, disclosed that the cost of CNG is expected to be approximately 250 naira per litre, signifying a promising prospect for cost-effective transportation solution in the country. This was as at last year, October 1st. Okay, good. In August, the president established that presidential compressed natural gas initiative targeting 11,500 new CNG-enabled vehicles and 55,000 CNG conversion kits for existing PMS-dependent vehicles. The president emphasized that the administration's commitment would be to enhancing affordability and accessibility in public transportation. Good. Yesterday. Here is what the president said yesterday. On the 1st of August, the president stated that the compressed natural gas CNG initiative will save the country $2 trillion in funds used in importing premium motor spirits and automotive gas oil into the country. This was in his address a few days ago. Okay. And here today, I report to you that even though this has been an almost, year-long conversation between the federal government, at least the first time I heard it was with the conversation between the federal government and the labor union. Today, I'm reporting to you that the National Union of Road Transport Workers are saying that the federal government has not fulfilled its promise to help transporters convert their buses to CNG to minimize the effects of the removal of petrol subsidy. So this paints you a very vague, well, maybe not so vague, it's a sketchy picture of the way the government is moving, what they're saying, and what they're doing. Now, for the benefit of doubt, it may be that the government is doing it out in stages, but they haven't reported that. And honestly, I know this Nigerian government. If they give you a bridge, there's going to be a party about it. Fortunately, I want to believe that there are CNG buses on the streets of Nigeria. I want to find out whether you have seen any. But more importantly, what do you have to say about, one, the government's body language? They say they're going to do something, and so far, they haven't done it. They will do it when there are protests all over the country, Nigerians crying over hunger, and the government is supposed to be stepping up to the plate and doing something about the complaints of Nigerians. The president in his speech said, "I hear you loud and clear." Can you say he hears you? And what does this say about the government taking your problems seriously? The sunny side. My name's Joyce. It's good to have you here. Make it back. Welcome. How are you? Good to have you join the conversation.
Good afternoon, Auntie Joe.
Thank you very much for calling. Turn up the volume of your radio set.
Yeah. My name is Okun.
Welcome. Thank you. Where are you calling me
Yes,
from?
ma. About this bus, we have popular bus stop at Yanuwuru.
Okay.
So when the government said they bring bus, then we direct us to one bus stop. Say go to Yanuwuru bus stop. We'll get Lekki bus stop. Very big.
Okay.
See, Mama, at times, I like in our program. But at times when the government send this message, they ask them where, because we ordinary people like this, when we listen and we see all these things, it cause more anger. Like,
let me see if I understand you.
And doing this to us.
So that's also why it's a conversation. That's why it's a conversation. Have you seen any boss?
Ma, I didn't see. He said he happened to be this Yanuwuru bus stop, very big bus stop. That last man is there, policeman is there, soldier man is there, Agboro is there, car is there.
Okay.
You're supposed to put it there and give us the direction.
Okay.
So, Mama, this government.
So if you haven't seen it, then it's not there.
Talk every blessed day, and we see nothing.
Unfortunately.
I didn't know how to get my point, man.
I'm picking it up. Yeah, I did.
Yeah. The government has just been taking us front and back. We are the hungry day. Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling. When there is a condition that you don't like, and there are 1,000 of you who don't like that same conditions, there's 10,000 of you, there's 100,000 of you who are complaining about one problem. Your religion, your tribe, your tongue, irrespective. Then it is your duty to decide what you're going to do about it. You're not even supposed to embark on this journey alone. But if 1 million of you are complaining about the same thing, then you can do something. Welcome to the show, Nigeria Info.
Hello.
Thank you very much for being here.
Good afternoon, Lady J.
Afternoon to you. I'm good. Thank you. What location are you calling me from?
I'm calling you from Festac Town. Emeka is my name.
Good.
Satellite Town.
All right.
But I'm calling from Festac.
All right.
You see, my sister, when a government elevates propaganda, deceit, nepotism to state policy, inter alia, other vices, it becomes very, very difficult to believe any further statement or policy statement that comes from that government. The trust deficit between leadership and the masses is so huge, so wide, that except something miraculous is done, I wonder where we're headed. For me, I've not seen any CNG buses.
Okay.
And come to think of it, are you not supposed to put the structure in place? Let's see, refilling stations for those CNG buses. How many of those stations or gas stations have we seen around before you start seeing CNG buses?
Well, maybe
Or
you
are they
don't know
going
the
to-
location, but at least you should have seen the buses on the highways.
Okay, even if I see one, which I'm not, where would they be refilling from? We don't put the cart before. We always try to put the cart before the horse in this country. But that is how they promised us. Port Harcourt Refinery will start working. They've given us more than 2 or 3 dates. None. Successive governments. That's how they spoke about what else. So many promises made. Even when they were commissioning the Dangote Refinery, they gave us so much humongous promises. None. You see, the truth is that for me, I don't even want to go into details. The removal of subsidy was not the solution. All these efforts, we like call them palliatives or all these complementary efforts or remedial efforts to salvage an already bad situation was not supposed to come up in the first place. Granted, it wasn't his administration that removed subsidy. It was the previous administration. But when he came on board as a new commander-in-chief and haven't been a member of the cabal, because whether we like it or not, the man in the saddle has been part of the powerful forces in this country. He has been one of the kingmakers. He would have studied the books and then gather world-class economists, not cronies, not these like us around him now.
Aren't you tired of repeating yourself?
Find out. Sorry?
Aren't you tired of repeating yourself? Like, how many times have you said this?
I didn't hear you.
Aren't you tired of repeating yourself? You know, like, how many times have you said this?
Yes, I know. But what you should have done was try to find out what will be the effect of the removal and put structures in place. Same thing we're talking about the CNG buses. Put structures in place. And you don't cut off your nose to spite your face. It's not because you have a headache, you cut off your head. The problem was not with the subsidy. It was with the corruption in the subsidy. Why not treat the illness? So I've not seen any, and I don't believe whatever promises they're making for me is just blue. Thank you.
Thank you very much. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Hello. Welcome. Hello. Can you hear us? Good afternoon. Thank you very much for calling.
Thank you. I'm Ziggy by name.
Welcome, Ziggy.
From Ajawe State.
Good. Another location?
Yes, Ajawe is my location.
Fantastic.
At this moment.
Yeah. So, have you
see,
seen... okay.
I'm coming. My being is I am...
Hello? Hello? Uh-oh. Hopefully you call back. The sunny side. Good afternoon to you. Welcome to Nigeria Info. What's that noise in your background?
Hello?
Okay. Thank you very much for calling. Good afternoon. Thank you very much for calling.
Yes, my name is Godwin, calling from Lapware.
Good to have you. Thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you. Yes, in Lekki from Victoria, CMS to Aja, we have uncountable CNG buses running day and night. And even down to Lapware, we have uncountable buses promise CNG vehicle running around. The road transport workers, they are just making caricature of that office. They are not sincere. Just the same way, the fuel, the NNPC Port Harcourt Refinery commencing operation from January to March to June. Then June now is August. August now we are waiting.
Pardon
so
me. I'm a little lost. Are you saying that the buses that you saw, the CNG buses you saw, are the government buses? Is that what you're saying?
They made all these things available here on the road, both day and night. It's only the promised buses by APC government under this current one. It's only their buses that is running on the way even at free of charge. Nobody pay any fare again. As promised during campaign and after subsidy is gone. Just the same way Port Harcourt Refinery that the state is commencing this, it has commenced production and we have availability of fuel in Port Harcourt refinery and Warri all over now. So we don't need to ask questions again when you know the kind of people, the character, their nomenclature, the characteristics of APC, which propaganda is the highest standard of anything about
You're confusing me. I thought you said you saw the CNG buses plying the CMS to Victoria Island route.
Yeah, in fact, this morning I entered one. My leg was inside one bus, while my head was inside another.
Are you being
CNG
funny?
bus.
What are you doing? Are you being sarcastic?
Joyce. Onyemuwa, Joyce.
You call me like a
Hello, are you with me?
Well, I'm trying to be.
Don't be lost. I'm telling you the fact.
Okay, thank you very much for reporting that. I do appreciate
I'm
it.
telling you the fact. That is the fact according to APC government
Can you imagine this guy?
in this country today.
Thank you.
The refinery is working, especially Port Harcourt.
Okay. All right.
Abundance of fuel now in production. May God help Nigeria. Thank you.
Just when I try to take you all seriously. The Sunny Side Nigeria Info. My name's Joyce. What's your name?
Joyce.
Nah, the guy just threw me everywhere.
Sometimes I pity for you, I swear. That guy was turning you like Philip.
Like, yo.
My dear Nigeria. Good afternoon. My
Good
name
afternoon.
is Emmanuel.
Thank you.
Joyce, prepare yourself, man. Carry you go bring me, go rest. My sister, you don't tire. You don't suffer for this country. God will help you. Yeah. I am an e-hailing driver, Joyce.
Please. CNG bus.
I bet my life. I bet if this government provides CNG bus for you from now to the first ten or end, I will pack my load and go back to the village. It can never happen.
Oh, you can't quite say that. I don't know what to say after that. But, I mean, you never know.
Joyce, you know what they call the more you look, the less you see. You know this old Indian 419 that started from the mainland. That old Indian 419, bring 1 naira, take 1 million, bring 2 naira, take 5 naira. That is what APC government, they are the most is there any word called scammers? Can you please help me out? They are the worst government I've ever seen. Lie government. Nothing that they can see. They talk more and do less. Nothing. They can't do anything. They cannot produce that fuel they are talking about. No refinery will work. You will never have light. See, if this government tell you go, just stand. If this government tell you, please don't follow one way. Joyce, follow one way. This government is a black and white television government. There is nothing good about the government. Look at all the promises, all the lies that they're lying. Common fuel you cannot provide. Common CNG bus upon the whole line. And the worst thing, they read all those things in good English. They should have used speech in our Nigerian language. And please help me go and tell that president. I know you have his number and you are very close with him. Tell him to bring back our national anthem or use Timi Dakolo's song for national anthem. That thing that they are teaching my children, I flogged one of my daughters yesterday. If you think that in my house, I'll finish you. Don't try it. That is what I'm telling you now. So, you see this government, there's no problem. They should continue what they are doing. This country will come to a time that, just do you know that bad thing now rules than good thing. If you are doing good thing now, people see you like mumu. If you are doing good thing now, people see you like mumu. And there's one thing I come to discover. Anything government say you should not do, if you do it, you make money, you become a millionaire. Try it and see. I do this e-hailing work. I know how many times I follow one way to beat traffic. I know how much I make in a day. So this government, I will never obey anything about it. This government, they are total failure. They are Lucifer. Oh, no. I want to go and carry my passenger. I'll call you back.
Please do. Please do. Thank you very much for calling. So you haven't seen the CNG buses? Hold on a second. This is Sergeant Monday Ifeanyi Chukwu is my name. Oh, welcome, Sergeant. Thank you very much for being here. You say this You're from Barua, Ikpaja, Lagos State, Nigeria. I've not seen the CNG buses anywhere around me here. My question to the president: he led a protest 2012 against fuel subsidy, and President Jonathan reversed the fuel price from 145 naira to 97 naira with immediate effect. Now, why is it so difficult for the president to reverse the fuel to 185, the price they met it? You wouldn't believe how desperately I want to give you an answer. But look at me. Behold. .3 Nigeria Info. You are on the sunny side, and this was really trying to give the government a benefit of the doubt. I would say that I thought it could have been possible that maybe the CNG buses, well, it wasn't my opinion, it was someone else's opinion, to be honest. I knew that the buses may still need a little bit more time, but someone said that he had seen the buses around. In fact, he said my view was false. So I thought, hey, what's the benefit? What's the joy in being right just about all the time? Let's be wrong today. So where are the CNG buses? Have you seen them? The government promised, as of last year, was a pipe dream. Is it still a pipe dream in 2024? Welcome to the show. Turn off the volume of your radio set.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Nigeria Info. The echo is a little too much of a presence. Can you take something
Okay,
off?
is it better now?
Thank you. I could manage. Good to have you. Thank
Okay,
you. Welcome.
yeah. So my name is Joshua. I'm calling from Opa.
Good.
So sometimes when I go to work in the morning, I don't know if it's from the federal government, but I actually see some CNG buses. I think they are Ogun State CNG buses, and I don't know where they come from on the Bega Express, but they stop at 7-Up, the 7-Up area. So they usually stop at the 7-Up bus. I think that is their last bus stop. Then they go back to Ogun State, I think. But I don't know where they come from in Ogun State.
Okay. That would not be a Lagos
once
bus.
in a while I see them, only that one.
Okay. All right. Well, look, that's a good update. I appreciate. Can anybody, thank you, can anybody confirm the bus around the Bega area, the CNG buses? Can you confirm any information that we may need? This is just to pretty much keep tabs on, one, the pace, the actual achieving of government plan, policies for the Nigerian. I know that you are hungry. I wish I could tell you or point you to where you could get food for free, but I don't quite have that information yet. But I'll let you know the next time this year, right? A few seconds away from the top of the hour. Well, actually, a few seconds away from 25 minutes past 1 p.m. Then I have to give you a commercial, and that commercial will not be too long. And I promise you, when we return, this conversation continues trying to establish whether you are using or have seen CNG buses promised you by your government. We'll be right back.
Right after this.
Get ready for the ultimate showdown of intellect and persuasion. The I Beg to Differ National Debate Tournament kicks off on the 12th of August 2024, and it is going to be epic. Witness a thrill of high-stake arguments, insightful rhetoric, and unbeatable wit. The sharpest minds from Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt will clash for the prestigious title of National Debate Champion. Who will rise to the top and claim the ultimate crown? Well, tune in to 99.3 Nigeria Info Lagos, 95.1 Nigeria Info Abuja, and 92.3 Nigeria Info Port Harcourt, Monday through Thursday, 4 o'clock, and experience the power of persuasive debate like never before. I Beg to Differ, the Tournament of Champions.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
Your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
You are listening to Open Thought on the Sunny Side with Joyce. Let's talk.
We're back. I did promise you we will be back to continue, and we are. 26 minutes past 1 p.m. My name's Joyce. Welcome to Nigeria Info. It was the government's word to you. And of course, the government has spoken since the protests started. It does quite appear that about this time, 99% of you are utterly displeased by his commentary regarding why you decided to hit the streets and how he interprets the reason you hit the streets. So many of you say that there is no bearing between what he said and why you're protesting right now. That would be for those who are protesting. Many of you would rather just complain and go to sleep. Well, I was going to say the Lord is your shepherd, and I realize he may not be. Welcome to the show, Nigeria Info. My name's Joyce. Let's talk about the government's policies for you. Welcome.
Good afternoon, Joyce.
Good to have you.
Yeah, you have Emmanuel on the line now.
Fantastic. Emmanuel, good to have you. Where are you calling me from?
From Ekpe.
Okay, good. Go ahead. Let's find out whether you've seen any bosses.
People in Lagos haven't seen, a lot of people in Lagos haven't seen. You see me that at the end of the, at the end of the map, that will see CNG buses. Okay. You see, the government should say and do things that are realistic. I'm not saying they might not provide CNG buses at the end of the day. But when we are talking about maybe 1,000 buses, that will be useful to Nigeria, and at the end of the year, provide only 10 or 50, it's insignificant.
Have you seen 10? Have you seen 50 at this point? Because
I haven't seen any.
Okay.
I haven't seen any. And I don't care about CNG buses, and I don't care if I want to see any. Because I know it is a failure, awaiting if you are expecting to see anything. Imagine the rice they said we are going to share, sell for 40,000 naira. Today you are telling us that you want to give it to civil servants. Civil servants are already, a better people for the fact that they are civil servants, they are working and they are earning money. How many people are civil servants compared to people who are not working, or compared to people who are working in the private sector? So you are not doing these things for ordinary Nigeria who are feeling more pain, and then you want to say give it to civil servants. The CNG boss, every promise the president and the party has promised. You see, I don't know the kind of party APC is. It's as if the first time.
Right, but that's your party, right?
I can't tell you. What do you say?
That's your party, isn't it?
It's a political party, yes.
That you support.
No, me? God forbid.
Oh.
The first time they gave us a president that was keeping malice with Nigeria. Okay. The second time they gave us a president that is technically keeping malice with Nigeria. The next time they give us a president, if I thought it happened again, I don't know the kind of president they are going to give us. Say things that are realistic, do things that are realistic, and especially come clean. Do things that will show that you feel the pains of Nigerians. Because the protest that has been happening of recent, I pray for this president that the unexpected, will not happen.
Okay.
Because the rate
you've not seen the CNG buses.
If care is not taken, things that we are praying for that should not happen in Nigeria will happen at the end of the day. With the way this protest is going, I've said it. This protest might fade away, but another protest will come that nobody will prepare for it. The government will not be informed. In fact, the protesters will not even know when to start the protest, and it might consume this administration. So this administration should be very, very careful.
Thank you.
Pretend as if you can't even pretend as if you feel the pains of Nigeria. Thank you and good afternoon.
All right, sure. You're listening to Nigeria Info. My name's Joyce. Welcome to the show. Yo.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. Thank you very much for calling.
Yes, my name is Peter Edusa.
Welcome, Peter. Where are you calling me from?
I'm calling from the area of Ogun State.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So
the GMC board the guy is talking about.
CNG bosses.
Yes. Mm-hmm. It had been existent before the president made pronouncement on it.
Yeah, but those are private buses, right? Or government buses?
No, it's Ogun State government bus.
Okay.
But the challenge there is that even the private commercial buses that go from Ogun State here, that's Mowe buses, to Lagos, they take passengers 400, 500. And the CMG buses take passengers by 400. So what's the difference?
Oh, tell me about it. It's not even cheaper.
So it's not even cheaper.
Oh, that's another problem.
If you want to stand, that's when you go to pay 350 or 300.
Oh.
So what I'm trying to bring up on the fact that this government...
Whoa.
led by Tinubu as a president.
Have you ever used the buses before? So this is you giving me on good authority that it's not cheaper.
I've used it once.
Okay.
I've used it once, so that's why I'm to call.
Okay, thank you. It's not cheaper. All right, great.
So what I'm trying to talk about this government led by Tinubu as president. It's a photocopy of the original. This government is made
Who's
of
the
lies.
original? Who's the original?
The original are the people who want the interest of Nigeria.
Well, that would be a very bad metaphor because
No,
no,
I'm coming. What I mean, when I'm using that language, there was a period in time in Nigeria where Oluwole become like original in Nigeria.
No, faith can never be. You see,
I'm coming, Joy. Listen. What I'm telling you is just like the person I said earlier on. This government is full of lies.
That's a different thing. Okay.
This country has grown to the point that everybody has to believe the lies of the government.
Well, you don't have to.
The government,
I get it.
the people are demanding for reversing of fuel on price, or things are becoming difficult in the government. And government is coming into power and then checking his own citizens. The one for what? What do you mean of government?
Okay.
The government of the people, or what I call democracy now. The government of the people, by the people, and for the people. If this president is elected by the people from Nigeria, he should be able to listen to the people's voice. What happened to Bangladesh is different from what is going to happen.
All right.
People should be prepared. Nigerians are ready to stand by their faith and face the consequences are going to come out of it. You can't ignore the people who are brought into power.
All right. Look, I appreciate you.
Government has left the people to suffer. And the consequence of suffering or putting people who are working for the benefit of this country, the blood of children that are yet to be born in this country will ask Tinubu and his family. That's the truth. You can't abandon Nigerians like that. Nigerians are passing through difficulties.
Wait, so you want your children's blood to be the one to...
No.
What are you
Listen, the question is this. Our forefather, somebody was complaining yesterday, our forefather was able to leave inheritance for us. We were able to fight and leave inheritance for our children. If our children cannot leave inheritance for the unborn children of this generation...
You left inheritance for your children. That's something. Yes. Oh, okay, that's great. Okay.
So if our children nowadays cannot leave inheritance for the unborn children, that will be the great people of Nigeria tomorrow. Don't think they will go to ask where the problem starts from.
Oh, I'm intrigued by that. Thank you so much for calling. I appreciate it.
People are going through in Nigeria. Tinubu is not a president in this country because we're not elected by the people. If he's elected by the people, he should not be sending ministers to be addressing Nigeria who does not have the mandate of the people.
Thank you. I appreciate the sunny side. We're going to quickly go from the break to give you this information because I know you need it. We'll be right back.
There are mysteries to the universe we were never meant to solve. But who we are and why we are here are not among them.
And so, we do not leave to chance our duty to think. For why else then are we free beings? For it is slaves who run into fantasies, flatteries, and fads as one goes into sickness.
What is your profession?
Go now, run along and tell your Xerxes he faces free men here, not slaves.
Dread it, run from it. Destiny arrives all the same.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, your destiny probably could be walking away with your share of 150,000 naira today. And your chance at playing at that is, playing the game, the one-play game, dialing the code *347 *880 *3#, or going to the website at www.1play.ng, oneplay.ng. Once you get there, select Nigeria Info as your station, and just like that, your ticket will be in the draws. Now, these draws are happening throughout the day, in the morning, the afternoon, and of course, at night. And you have to stay tuned to make sure that you're not there. But another thing is that you're definitely going to call you. But when we call, two things must be happening. You must have your phone close to you. Yes, and your battery full and everything. And you must make sure that you're above the age of 18, because if we find out that you are not, the money will not be coming to you. You are not just playing for today's winnings, you're also playing for the end of the week winnings. 500,000 naira in that jackpot, you could also win that one. In addition to this one, they are not mutually exclusive. You could end up winning this and that, or either, whichever works for you. Remember that you must be above the age of 18, and remember also that you must be playing responsibly. And by playing responsibly, I mean playing with only what you can afford to part with. It is one play after all, not one work. Now, ladies and gentlemen, one play is a registered trademark under Lasho Trading Services Limited, licensed by the Lagos State Lotteries and Gaming Commission. We are legit. That's the message there. So keep playing, keep winning, and keep listening to the sunny side.
Do they have the short code?
You do.
What's the short code?
I called it. *347 *880 *3 hash.
Well, I needed you to hear it again. Remember, the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong. But I guess that's the only way you can get free
But be
money.
quick in playing the game. Yeah.
Not be quick. Be sure you can handle a loss, and then you give it a shot.
That's a given. I mean, if you're playing, you can handle it.
No,
it's 500 naira for Joyce.
The race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong. If you can lose, you try it. If you can't lose, because I can't quite give you a location to buy rice, 40,000. I mean, that's already too much to bear. So, but yeah, play responsibly and good luck, okay? Before the sun sets, one person walks away with 20,000 Nigerian naira. Yeah, don't mention. Sure.
It's one play after all, not one work. That's why I say that.
Well, whatever the implication, it sounds good. The sunny side, what Nigeria info? Turn off the volume of your radio set. Thank you. Welcome.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Yeah. So my name is Samuel.
Yeah.
I'm calling from Ojuelegba, Western Avenue to be precise.
Thank you.
So as big as Western Avenue is, Ojuelegba, like we call it in Lagos. I've never seen one. No.
Okay. So it's, that's a very good reference point. We're with you. Hello. Sorry, I lost you. Hopefully you make it back. This one goes, I have not seen CNG boss. This is Fidelis. You're writing me from Ayobo. Thank you very much. This is a gentleman. Thank you so much. He sends me an actual picture of a CNG boss and the governor of the state in the bus. Well, actually, on the threshold. This one goes, Ogun State has CNG buses. It's been running for months. It's yellow and green color. This is Sheyi from Ikorodu. Thank you very much. So far, what has featured on our conversation this afternoon is that the CNG buses that have in any way made its way around any site in Lagos would be the Ogun State CNG buses. This one, Emmanuel from K2 says, I have seen the Ogun State CNG buses, and I think they move from Mowe to 7-Up, but not cheap. They charge 300 naira from Ibafo to 7-Up, but it's not cheap. Now, the intent of the CNG buses is supposed to drive the costs down. Well, your government is supposed to be doing something about this, and you are the Nigerian, you are the governed. You must therefore speak on the matter as to what your government is doing in terms of their policies to make your lives better. Do you think your life's made better by, well, now we're talking the CNG buses. Have you seen them? Does the CNG bus that you haven't seen make your life better? And for those of you who have seen the CNG buses, well, so far you say it's costly. So what exactly is the government's aim? And how quickly are they moving? Or are they even listening? Welcome to the show, Nigeria Info. Thank you very much for calling.
Joyce, good afternoon.
Afternoon to you. Thank you very much for being here.
I'm Ziggy by name.
Welcome, Ziggy. Where are you calling from?
My location now is Ajawa Estate.
Great.
Good. I would like to say something. What you said from your introduction.
Okay.
You see, I am a being whom believes so much in God.
You do?
Okay? But I know that God that made me, give me brains, 2 hands and 2 legs, and eye to see, that He have given me every damn thing for me to succeed.
Okay.
So I attribute my success to myself and my failure to myself. And I believe so much that my inability to achieve things in life is no man's fault. I believe it's my own fault if I'm unable to achieve anything.
Okay.
So that is why when it's time for me to pray to God Almighty, I pray. Time for me to walk, I walk. Time for me to speak up in what is going on in my locality that I don't like. I speak up. Time for me to act, I act. So why am I going with all this? I cannot start attributing what is going on in Nigeria, pointing out to media houses or to churches or anything. I have my part to pray. What am I doing now? And speaking of, you are asking us, have we seen the CNG bus? The answer is no. I have not seen it. Okay? And the government is telling me through propaganda, lies and deceit and the manipulation that it is in town. And I can report through this media you have given me that I have not seen it. And I think I need them to prove me wrong that is around.
All right.
So,
I mean, if you haven't seen it, you're not blind, right?
Yeah. I can read. I can see something. I can feel it. I have not seen. I have not feel it. I have not sat on it. I have not seen it, any sight of it anywhere. Around me here in Oshodi, my two Fesak or all those houses.
All right.
I have not seen it. So, you know, I am angry. Do you know why I'm angry? I am against this government when they are coming. You know, I am all over speaking of telling Nigerians things, you know, that these guys are coming up with propaganda and lies. Why I'm angry is this. They have not proved me wrong. And I want them to prove me wrong. That what I was saying about them is a lie. But every day they keep on, you know, giving me the reason why I should be bragging that I was so 100% right. So I just want to be proved wrong for once.
Oh,
but
well.
They have not proved me wrong.
Go whistle
every
for it. Go whistle for it.
Something?
I actually did say go whistle for it.
You can imagine. I just want them to prove me wrong because we carry out the analysis, every down thing, analyze how their government will be. It will come with intimidation, it will come with lies, it will come with deceit, it will come with manipulation, it will come like make believe, and that is exactly what they are pointing at us. So I start every day, I'm angry. Why? Because can these people prove me wrong for once? So Nigerians, take it or you leave it. We are going to be like this for the next 2 and how many months they will be remaining, because it's 2 years plus. This is exactly what we'll be feeling. Those who are saying that there will be unknown protests that will come from nowhere, it's not coming anywhere. Okay? They are going to continue like this to the next election. And God help us, we shouldn't be looking for who to blame. We should have ourselves to blame. God have given us wisdom. God have given us every down thing. When those who will be coming to canvass for our vote, when they appear, analyze them very well and check for those who have your interest at heart. But if you want to go with those who want to enrich their ego and everything, this is the result of it. So there is nothing else to do. I can't blame the media. I cannot blame Joyce. You are doing your job. I cannot blame the churches. I cannot blame anybody. Okay? We said it to the hearing of Nigerians that these guys are not it. And this is exactly what they are coming to do. And they are doing it perfectly well. So we should just enjoy it. Thank you. The CGN is nowhere. And it's going to be continuing like this.
Thank you very much. You see, you can actually choose otherwise. And you have the liberty to choose otherwise. I thought I would say that. That's a footnote. The Sunny Side 99.3 Nigeria Info. Welcome, Nigerians, to a conversation on Nigeria and the policies that should affect your lives in a positive manner. But I do not think you have any positive note as far as CNG goes, which, according to the government, is one genius idea that they have in order to make your transport life cheaper and efficient, even at the national level. But here we are talking about the buses you may not have seen. Hello.
Hello, Joy. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. Thank you very much for calling Nigeria Info.
My name is Onyemuwa, calling from Aja.
Good.
The last caller, what is supposed to talk for 5 days, you talk for today.
What?
Maybe they talk small, Jai, because
No, because you also wear me out, because I hear the same thing every time. So I'm grateful to him. You give me everything you want to say in 1 year today. Give it to me.
Well, they have successfully give us religion buildings. And when we couldn't get what we want from the government, we go to the man-made denominations to go and disturb God for what we normally demand for. like you used to said, it's the same Nigeria that whatever we're supposed to ask for government to do for us, we go and disturb God to do. And God will keep on telling Nigeria, where are the common sense I gave you? That you are still telling me, God, Jesus' name, give us water, give me car, give me car. Okay, in conclusion, you know me, I like conclusion. Shebi, we are announcing protests, and the North is doing the protest. By the time the government will answer the North what they want, like what happened during the lockdown, we will see start shouting the North. Maybe they are protesting, Abi. They are doing what is right according to me. Government will soon answer them. They will soon start giving them salary every month for doing nothing. And we that we are just talking and doing nothing, we will start shouting by them. Me, I did not believe in government. I didn't have government. I didn't have leader. I only have political leader. All my life, I've never benefited anything from Nigeria government since I was born. I've never used Nigeria hospital. I've never used government school. I've never all my life depending my life on government, and I will never depend my life on government. If Nigeria like, let them stand and convert their talking into action. If they lie, let us continue. They have bought everything. Tunubuna is using three things, three weapons. Number one, money. Number two, threat. Number three, propaganda. I don't know which one is capturing you. I don't know which one is capturing me. Money is not capturing me. Propaganda is not capturing me. But I think threat is capturing me. Because if I want to go and protest, it's showing me prison, it's showing me gun. Good afternoon.
99.3 Nigeria Info. You're the sunny side. If there's going to be a country, then man must carry that seed, that vision. If it's going to happen, you're going to bring about it. Otherwise, you go entertain yourselves every time you do this.
The day we stop this Christianity of meeting needs will be the day we enter correct Christianity. All this Christianity of gimme is actually paganism, modern day paganism. If all your Christianity is about God, give me car, give me wife, give me children, give me this, give me that, kill my enemy, kill my enemy, kill my enemy, give me, kill my enemy, give me. Anyone that doesn't want me to succeed, die by fire, die by fire, die by fire, die by fire, die by fire. Give me this, give me that. Kill my enemy. Give me this. Die by fire, die by fire, die by fire, die by fire. If that is all your Christianity, you are a pagan rebranded as a Christian. You and the children of Baal are in the same WhatsApp group. I can give you a scripture. You know, I don't talk carelessly, right? Give me this, give me that. Kill my enemy. Give me.
Look, I could really drop bars on this one. I love it. I stumbled on it this morning, and I'm like, Nigerian for gonna hear from me when I saw this, because I think you have built a culture around needs. You build a religion around needs. The reason you gather is almost because you are in need. Yeah. And then you really do nothing about it. So that in itself looks like a tragedy. But you don't call it tragedy. Well, sure.
We stop this Christianity of meeting needs will be the day we enter correct Christianity. All this Christianity of gimme is actually paganism, modern day paganism. If all your Christianity is about God, give me car, give me wife, give me children, give me this, give me that, kill my enemy, kill my enemy, kill my enemy, give me, kill my enemy, give me. Anyone that doesn't want me to succeed, die by fire, die by fire, die by fire, die by fire, die by fire. Give me this, give me that.
Yo.
Kill my enemy. Give me this. Die by fire, die by fire, die by fire, die by fire. If that is all your Christianity, you are a pagan rebranded as a Christian. You and the children of Baal are in the same WhatsApp group. I can give you a scripture. You know, I don't talk carelessly, right? Give me this, give me that. Kill my enemy. Give me that.
Who's Kendrick Lamar? Nigerians are so talented. I really appreciate the younging who put that together. I love it. I really love it. Yeah. I mean, that's why you don't know what an insult would look like if someone just got at all of you and gave you rice. You can't quite tell what that's supposed to mean. You don't know what it means. Yeah. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Bars. Huh? Come on. Oh, sure.
Branded as a Christian. You and the children of Baal are in the same WhatsApp group. I can give you a scripture. I don't talk carelessly, right? Give me this.
Oh, sure. Nigeria Info, welcome to the sunny side. My name's Joyce.
Joyce, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, what a beautiful song. Joyce, Joyce, my name is Mazuda.
Good to have you.
I want Nigerians to be happy this time around.
Really?
They should not, yes. Because already they have known their sickness. You know what? If you know the sickness, you know the medicine to take.
So what's the medicine? What's the medicine?
The medicine to take now is you must plan ahead to play them out. They play themselves in. You need to play them out. There's nothing wrong in what they do to come in. And you must do it with love. By not even just being angry, shouting, it's by plan now. You understand? So please, I want Nigeria, one thing I used to say that, our problem today now is dollar is 1 rand, 1,610 naira. You see, the best thing to do is to make sure, say, that very something that makes dollar to be in that price must leave dollar to come down. Come down to 500 naira is not bad if you have intelligent people. Even 1 to 1 is not bad. So please, that's what they do. But that only bring oil to the back. Please, I beg Nigerians to just look into that.
Talk
better. Only thing I want them to talk right now to talk about no more importation. Whether Niger Delta boys, make them refine for us. Any type will manage it like that, but no more importation. So let's see how subsidy will be in our.
Do you realize that what you're saying and what's happening are two different things? What's happening is your reality. So you have to speak off of your reality so that you can determine from your reality what you should do about your reality.
Yes, I'm speaking about the reality. And the reality is very simple in life. It's to make correction in a good way.
Do you know that fuel importation will not stop? Do you know that?
No, it's supposed to stop.
All right, so let's wait for it to stop. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's wait. Let's all sit back, cross our fingers, and wish on a star. 99.3 Nigeria Info, the sunny side. A few minutes before it's time for a commercial break. We're off on a break. We'll be right back. And yes, I will be available to further the conversation to 2 p.m. where we get to give to you the headlines on the sunny side Nigeria Info. My name's Joyce.
More news and information coming up. We'll be back in a moment.
Are you a business owner looking to register your business in Nigeria? Famous Nigeria has got you covered. We will help you obtain CAC, NAFDAC, SCUMO, TIN, DPR permit, money lending license, trademark, or any other license you need to run your business in Nigeria. Contact 0704-688-4475 or email info@famousnigeria.com today to get started.
99.3 Nigeria Info, your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
And sisters, we have come this far, coming from a place where our country spent 97% of all our revenue on debt service. We have been able to reduce that to 68% in the last 13 months. We have also cleared legitimate outstanding foreign exchange obligations of about 5 billion without any adverse impact on our. This has given us more financial freedom and room to spend more money on you.
The government says what they've done and achieved thus far has given them more financial freedom to spend more money on you. Let's talk. Nigeria Info.
Hello, good afternoon, guys.
Thank you very much for calling the sunny side.
Yes, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
You have Ahmed from Owerri.
Welcome, Ahmed.
Joyce, you want to send the Burna Boy party?
Why not?
Burna Boy has a lot of work to do. Where did you get that track from?
I saw it on Twitter. Someone sent it to me. I saw it on Twitter.
Burna Boy needs to try his best. On CG, or what do you call the bus?
CNG. You don't even know it, so you've probably never seen it.
I live in Oworoshoki, very close to Milan Bridge.
Yeah.
What does the bus look like, Joyce?
I don't look. You're the one in Oworoshoki.
I saw one in my dream. I want to be sure whether it's the bus.
Okay. You saw it in your dream. Come on now, be serious. You're saying you haven't seen it then.
I haven't seen one.
All right. I'll take it.
I only saw the yellow buses.
Okay.
And other commercial buses like that.
So we don't have it in Lagos just yet.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for that update. Some people have said that Ogun State has CNG buses, but not Lagos. Turn off the volume of your radio set. You're going to do that in a moment? All right, sure.
Joyce, sorry. Good afternoon.
Yes, afternoon. Thank you very much for calling. Tell us your name real quick. You go ahead.
Yeah, I can say from Ikrodu.
Fantastic.
Joyce, you are doing a fantastic job.
Thank you.
Can you imagine the CNG bus, as you mentioned? I think we have close to 20 in my side. I love what Godwin said.
What side? What side, please?
Joyce, Nigeria has come to a place whereby they will promise you in the morning, in the afternoon, you come to the window and check whether the promises is true. That is what I'm saying.
Oh, you haven't seen it? Okay.
Let's feel free. Sometimes we make it like a joke to feel free, Joy. We are already, in fact, we are dreaming on the inside the ocean. Right. So allow us to feel free. That is what is happening this afternoon.
All right.
They will promise you heaven and earth from morning till night. You'll be hoping like a child that his mother went to market and looking for maybe something to say, wake up, ma, and you cannot see anything, Joy. What do you say from us? Let's feel free this today, please. I love what you are doing. All but right. I don't think that they are going to give us anything. This government, This government, Joyce. I don't know.
Thank you.
So you take our faith. You say in the absence of a good reason, so the one available will become the best.
Yeah, but no, that's for the weak, not for the strong, not for those who determine their future.
Joy, they have turned us to a weakler in this Nigeria.
Well, but you can. Don't you want to choose against that?
See, I'm speaking for myself. Right. Do you know what? I took it by myself, Joy, to make my own opinion. But I do is listen to you, Joy. Just like you have a father, you mentioned there's one advice you got from your parents. That advice get me up. In fact, Joyce, you have a good parent.
Thank you very much for calling.
Look at what they told you. Yes, if you cannot make it by yourself, why are you blaming me? So let me prepare for my own refinery and everything, and then take of myself in Nigeria. I'm not thinking of government again. That is it.
Thank you very much for calling. I appreciate
my sister. Yeah.
Do not be defeated. Behold, it's 2 p.m. on the clock. 99.3 Nigeria Info. My name's Joyce. We'll be right back.
It's 2 o'clock.
The headline news on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Here are the headlines. End bad governance protest enters day 6 today. Security operative stationed around Ojota as End Bad Governance protest enters its 6th day. Katsina residents go spiritual on day 6 of End Bad Governance protest, while Nigerian military warns against hoisting of foreign flags in Nigerian territory. Police deny arrest of peaceful protesters. ECOWAS urges protesters in Nigeria to embrace dialogue. 2 persons escaped death on Tuesday as commercial bus rammed into a slow-moving truck at Ojota, Maryland. Police arrest alleged notorious armed robbery in Kano and recovered 2 rifles and 5 million naira. Former President Obasanjo expresses fear that Nigeria might be sitting on a keg of gunpowder over youth's restiveness caused by unemployment. NDLEA trains and certifies some officers in sea diving capability to discourage large cocaine shipments to Nigeria. Nigerian Communications Commission orders telecoms operators to be transparent with tariff plans and promotional activities. On the foreign scene, U.S. Democrats candidate Kamala Harris expected to announce running mate for presidential election today. Man from West Yorkshire charged with stirring up racial hatred online. Man seriously hurt in Belfast race hate crime in another night of UK disorder. Bangladesh's president dissolves parliament, paving the way for formation of interim government. And Bangladesh protest organizers proposed Nobel laureate Mohammed Yunus to lead interim government. And finally, German Research Center for Geosciences says
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.